Welcome, people. Welcome back to BBK Sports. In case you forgot that it was Friday, you just have to look on YouTube, and it's Friday. BBK and Abs are streaming together, so you know it's Friday. Big up to my bro, the Waffle Don. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, man, it's good, man. Big up to my peoples that are celebrating Eid today. Eid Mubarak to everyone. And yeah, man, I'm here, man. Do you know what? To be honest, man, I felt a bit tired today, man. But
Oh man,
yeah, man, I'm here, man. I'm here and ready for the onslaught
What's
today.
the event? What's the religious event?
So it's Eid today. So Muslims have two Eids in a year. So you've got the first one, that's Ramadan after 30 days, but there's also something called Eid al-Adha, where it's a celebration for the sacrifice of when Abraham or Ibrahim sacrificed the lamb, or the sheep or whatever it was, goat or whatever it was. We celebrate that as well, because it was the day. So we fast a day. There's a day before yesterday. We fast a day, and it's called the Day of Arafat. This is when the day when Moses crossed, through the sea. The sea was parted to escape. Do you know what? My brain is just like.
Yeah, I like this.
I can't remember the Pharaoh guy or whatever. I can't remember his name, but yeah. So yeah, today we celebrate because of that, stuff like that. So, yeah.
Pharaoh with the plagues in that. So what you meant to do today? Have a feast?
We just eat and drink and just relax in it. No stress. Not supposed to really work or anything like that. We just take it easy, man. Just chill.
So this is the killer question, though. Take it easy. How are you meant to take it easy as an Arsenal fan in this transfer window?
See, do you know what? If anyone had watched Matty yesterday or Matty this morning, obviously UK time, it was crazy, innit? Yeah, man. One thing about Matty is that he's not losing his over this manager, over this team, and neither am I either. Past windows, of January, that was a horrible window. This Arsenal team, historically, as we know, has a habit of not strengthening to our full potential. Stressing no more, bro. It's you know what? Stress is a killer. It's one of the biggest killers, in the world. And these guys are getting paid a healthy sum of money. Yeah, these guys are millionaires. Finishing the games, getting in their cars, going home, while me and my broadcasts working 5 days a week. You know what I'm saying? I haven't got time for the stress. I do understand how people feel and stuff like that, because I've had that feeling before. But I'm not getting stressed no more, my bro. I'm not doing it.
So the reason why I'm stressed and I feel the need to be stressed, bro, is someone has to care. Right, those millionaires that you talk about, essentially they have a safe haven that they can go crawl in. I don't. Right, this football club is my livelihood. I support all sports. It's BBK Sports. I love my New York Knicks. They went all the way to the conference finals and just got put out, and that didn't hurt as much as coming second with Arsenal, bro. Like, Arsenal is my lifeline, and I'll be lying to myself if I sit up here and tell myself that I don't care, bro. Like, I care too much. And this is the thing. The last time we finished second, I wasn't panicking like this because we had a manager that had won before. You know what I'm saying? The last time we finished second, we were coming off a 98 double. You know what I mean? And I know we were close. This second doesn't feel close to me. Like Mia Selwood said, the way you explained the holiday would sound like the transfer window. And I actually segued just before I saw this comment, bro. That's what it feels like. So let me ask you this, right? So we finished second. Do you think Liverpool, Chelsea, even Man United, to an extent, any other big club would finish second one time, let alone 3 times, and move this way?
As I said previously, there's no club like Arsenal that moved this way. So we're very unique in the way we move. No, those other teams don't move like that. You're clearly seeing Man United had an absolute mare last season, but they still got Paul.
Yeah.
They've brought in, well, Mbeumo, I think they've done a second bid. That bid's probably likely to be accepted. Big up to Caps, my boy. Big up to Caps, my brethren. Arsenal move differently to every other team in the Premier League. There's no doubt about it. Now, I was like, Eros. That's got to be Eros in the building.
I see him down there.
The thing is, though, don't take my relaxedness for not caring, because I do care. I do care. At this moment in time, yeah, I know there's bigger teams and better teams in the league than us, and there has been for the last 2-3 years. Second is not an achievement, yeah. Second is just you came second in the race. No one cares about who comes second. No one cares, yeah, about the person that got the silver medal, yeah. Everyone cares about the gold, yeah. That's what you're known for. Everyone cares about you winning the Premier League, yeah. And to go even further now in expressing that I want this manager to get his players. I want him to get his players. Obviously, I want my team to win, but I want him to get his players now. Get your players, because now it's on you. The pressure is on you. You're spending more and more money, yeah? And these are your players. These are the players that you want. So you know what? You heard about the rope talk and stuff like that. Let that rope come out. Let's do the hangman.
Yeah, I hear it about him getting his players, but that's not my concern. Is that we're not getting any players. We're not signing anyone, bro. It's like everyone around us is strengthening, and we're sitting on our hands when we were told that this deal was done, that deal was done. Like, just like we're allowing ourselves to be lied to, you know. And the thing is, letting him get his own players, to what extent? There has to be, to what extent? That there has to be a limit to that. Because if you let him get his own players just to hang himself, that could be the detriment of the club. That could set us back 3 years. Because if you let him get his own players, we could end up with another 3 Fabio Vieiras or another 2 Kai Havertzes. And when he is gone and he gets hired at Real Sociedad or Betis at Villarreal and he's doing well there, we're still here dealing with the residual effects of his bonehead decisions.
See, I don't personally, I don't see it like that, because personally, I think the next person that comes in is going to be a proper manager who's had experience of football. Hold on, my cat's just. Cat, one to you, man. Hold on a second. I personally think, yeah. One second.
But the thing with that, right? And this is the chat. The thing with Kai, the thing with that is a proper manager comes in. I don't think a proper manager sees Kai Havertz as a player that he would use, because the proper managers at Chelsea moved him on.
Exactly, and that's my point. So, in terms of like seeing us, listen, people go on like this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying you, yeah, but people go on like Arteta's like, do you know what I'm saying? May change the will. Do you know what I'm saying? All he's done is done what a proper manager would have come in to do, but he's obviously got a little bit further than that. You know what I'm saying? He's been in the race. You know what I'm saying? That's all he's done. He's not taken us over the line, though. He's not taken us anywhere in the cups. Do you know what I'm saying? To win any cups. I don't believe in this notion that, you know, 3 years from if he goes and he brings in his players and you know, and then we could be back to where we were before. I don't believe that, because a better manager comes in, identifies a striker straight away. Yeah, identifies a striker straight away. This is the way, and he changes philosophy in terms of the football we play. The football we played this season was absolutely disgusting. Absolute dross. I don't invest in managers, yeah. I invest in my team, yeah. And at the end of the day, yeah, Berta has done something great today, and we're probably going to segue into that at some point. But these are the signings that I want at my club, yeah. I don't care for Arteta, to be honest. Yeah, he's had 5 seasons, and yes, he won an FA Cup, but he may have progressed us to a certain point. But we need someone now that's going to take us further. You know, why now do you want to? Why now do you want a centre forward now? Why now are you talking about us having to win a trophy next season? That should have been from the first season you won an FA Cup. I want to win next season. I want to win, keep winning, keep winning. Second, you should never be happy with second. And even if you got second 3 times in a row, yeah, you should have actually won a cup um, on the way as well.
Yeah.
So I don't disagree. I disagree that we will be taken back because this manager came in as a rookie. The manager that comes in is maybe going to change our style of play. Yes, we may lose some players. We may not lose some players. We may get better, or we may get worse.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah. So I know you've seen you see in the group chat the links to Rodrigo, but you know Ray Parlour is on Sky Sports saying Morgan Rogers from Villa would be a better signing. What are your thoughts on the player versus the player? Say we can only get one because we know this club, we're not getting both of anything. It's either or, right? Which one do you think moves the needle more for us? Rodrigo or Morgan Rogers?
Do you know what? You obviously saw my answer in the group chat.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't really watch Rodrigo. I'll be honest with you. I don't really watch Rodrigo. I know he's a skills man. I know he's a very good player. I watch Morgan Rogers, and I think he's a very good player. I think he's a very good ball carrier. I think he can play multiple positions. He's very direct as well. I've seen him hurt some teams this season. Rodrigo is the big star, isn't it? He's the big name player that Arsenal could target and secure that left side, because once he gets that position, that's his position, isn't it? That left side of that left wing. However, I feel that we're missing something with a number 10 and that left stroke 8, that I know Declan Rice is good. But Morgan Rogers has got a different skill set, I feel. And I feel that he would bring us something probably extra for the team. I know people might be calling me crazy or whatever. I've watched Rogers more in it, and I've seen what he can do. He's very a compact, very good player. So me personally, even though it's a hard decision, I'm probably taking Rogers. Because of Premier League tax.
Yeah, based off one season at Villa.
Yeah.
But you've seen Rodrigo perform at the highest level, at a higher level than the Champions League. For a team with more pressure.
I've seen that.
Over a big body weight. And big up to the chat. Big up to everyone in the building tuned in. People, make sure.
Has he played in the Premier League before though?
Yeah, I mean, I hear the Premier League tax is one thing, but I'm saying I've seen one season of Morgan Rogers. We have seen players hit stride in the Premier League for 1 year at a mid-table to a smaller club, then go to one of the big clubs and just completely not hit the level. I've seen a body of work from Rodrigo in the champs. I've seen that boy put in man of the match performances on the pitch when Modric is on the pitch, when Valverde is on the pitch, when Vinicius and Mbappe are on the pitch. I've seen him do his best work on that left-hand side where we are very vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it. And I'm saying that the Premier League is one thing, but the stakes are very high in the Champions League when you play for Real Madrid. It's Champions League or bust for them. I'm more inclined to look at that body of work versus one season in the Premier League playing for Villa, right? Because we have seen, I've heard the other guy that was at Villa before him that wore the number 10 shirt for Villa. What's his name? Emi Buendia. He had one good season at Villa. Where is he now?
Mm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not saying Morgan Rogers ain't it. I think he's a very good player, but I have to see more, because the thing is that we've seen many players hit stride, and what do the rivals say? Oh, he's better than Saka. He's better than Saka. That's what they always do. Use Saka as the benchmark. But Saka has a body of work, consistent body of work of 4 or 5 years, and then the argument usually fizzes out after pressure gets put on the player that they're comparing Saka to. So I'm just saying I have to see a little more body of work from Rodgers. If I'm picking him or Rodrigo, I'm taking Rodrigo, because
That's cool.
especially in the Champions
That's
League,
that's cool.
when it's like you need moments and moments players, you know. Even in the PSG game when they knocked out PSG a couple years ago, when PSG had Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, he was the man of the match. I don't think Morgan Rogers can deliver those type of performances under pressure. I have seen Rodrigo do it. Is all I'm saying. But I mean, I think Rogers is a fantastic player still. Big up to Into the Box. I think we are. I think Sesko is just a wait till it's announced. Rodrigo is someone who makes Sesko transfer make sense. Yeah, I hear it. But Sesko, it's probably going to be Sesko, isn't it? The Gyökeres thing is probably a myth at this point, right? It's going to be Sesko. Like, all the points are saying it's Sesko, because I heard on Sky Sports this morning when a journalist, it's not an article, he put his face to it, said that he knows on strong authority that Arteta still has a strong hand. Those were his words, a strong hand in the recruitment process. Like, why is, like, again, you know, I got Berta. The jury's still out on him, but if a sporting director has to come in, and you see we've linked to like a new senior recruitment role, another guy, and Arteta still has a strong hand in recruiting. I don't know, Abs.
He is going to still have a strong. The thing is, yeah, things won't just change overnight like that. Yeah, do you know what I mean? The guy is obviously a narcissist, isn't it? So he's going to want a lot of control within the team, isn't it? Within Arsenal, and I don't think Berta's just going to come in and just take over just like that. Yeah, I personally don't think so. Do you know, I mean, people can disagree with me and whatever. I'm not an Arteta fan, but I just don't think that's how it works. Like, Berta's just going to come in and Berta's playing a game, you know, a cat and mouse game. Yeah, and at the end of the day, yeah, who's gonna come out on top in it? Do you know what I'm saying? Because as far as I'm concerned, this is Berta's first transfer window. This is Arteta's what, 5th, 6th transfer window now? Is it right? Is that right? So it's Arteta that has to win something now, isn't it, with the team in it? That's not fully on Berta. So, you know, tying up, you know, like the Gabriel contract, I think is very good news. And that's Berta all over that. You know, who's likely to be at the club longer? Gabriel, Magalhaes, or Arteta?
Gabriel.
So, you know, I'm seeing good things at the moment. And obviously the jury's still out on Berta, isn't it? But I feel that people just panicking a little bit too much, man. Do you know what I mean? I just feel people are panicking. I know it's been a long time since we've won trophies and stuff like that, but this team have a history of being chumps, of not bringing in the right amount of players, you know, always keeping us hungry, starving, never bringing in the right amount. It's always, oh, well, we went for this person, but we got that person. It's always option B, option C. It's never an option A. You know, us fans, we all want Gyökeres. It looks like Sesko's coming. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we want Rodrigo. I don't think the links to Rodgers. I don't think they're credible anyway. And I'll take Rodrigo. I'm not saying that I wouldn't take Rodrigo. The thing is, you asked like who I would prefer, and I said Rodgers at this time. But I'll take a Rodrigo. If Rodrigo's gonna be the player that comes in, I'm taking him 100%. Taking him 100%. But these are the type of players that we always get linked with, yeah, and never crosses the line. These are the type of players, yeah, that never want to come to our club. You know, Morgan Rogers would want to come to Arsenal because it's a step up for him.
Yeah.
You know, we always want these big players, yeah, but these players don't want us. And this I'm not invested in players that don't want to come to Arsenal. What's the point? Like everyone's still like on this Zubamendi thing, yeah. If he said what he said, yeah, I don't want him at my club. I don't want him to come to Arsenal. But people are still like, when we get Zubamendi in, when we get Zubamendi in, bro, this guy's like using us as the last choice. If you don't get Real Madrid, he's going to come to Arsenal. And
Yeah.
those type of players are not serious as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. They're not serious. I'd rather put my money on another player who actually wants to come in and who actually wants to fight to win trophies for us.
Yeah, I hear it. And I hear it. I hear it. And I actually had that thought about Zubamendi when he rejected Liverpool to stay at Real Sociedad. And I'm like, bro, now you regret that because you see Liverpool live the league title. You could have been a part of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But FHF say thoughts on Pat Myers from Fabian Cavaros. I don't know. I'm not even gonna lie and pretend like I know how good
Who's that?
there is. I don't know. But
He's a manager.
No, he's a player. He said he's one of the best young youth talents in Hungary. But that's what I'm saying, FHF. We don't have time for youth. We have to win now. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday I went on a rant on this Greek wonder kid that we apparently shelled out almost 40 million.
Oh, see,
you know?
Those type of deals absolutely infuriate me. I remember Aaron Talks Football I think he was talking about it. It's like, why? Why are we looking to spend up to 40 million euros on the next best whatever when we've got Dowman and we've got Ethan? Why? These are the type of signings that I just think they're just taking the piss out of us, to be honest. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And this is what this club do. Yeah. They do the opposite to how us fans think. It's like, we want Gyökeres, you bring in Sesko. Fair enough. You know, we want Rodrigo, you're gonna bring in probably Rashford. They're always going against the grain of what the fan wants. And isn't the customer always right? So they say.
Yeah.
You know. So why is that not translated to this team? Most of these content creators, yeah, could manage Arsenal. I'll be honest with you. Most of these Arsenal content creators, apart from Miguel, could probably manage Arsenal. It's true because it's so simple. Give us the money. What is my budget? Okay, that's my budget. Let me get one of the best accountants and negotiators. You know what? I want to get Rodri over the line this week. I don't want to wait 2-3 weeks. I want to get Rodri over the line. Sorry, not Rodri, Rodrigo over the line this week. Yeah. Rodrigo don't want to come. Okay, on to the next one. Why are we sitting here day upon day, week upon week, refreshing our browsers, looking at what Fabrizio's saying? Oh, talks are still ongoing with Sesko, apparently. When I see Liverpool and Man United and Chelsea move, you see a couple of posts, and then they've got their man.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. This clown show. Why am I sitting here? Listen, I've been supporting Arsenal since the 80s, bro. I'm a bit of an old man now. Yeah, I've been supporting Arsenal in the 80s, brother. Yeah, you know, the likes of Paul Davis, Mickey Thomas, Ray Parlour. Do you know what I mean? You know, Bold, Seaman, all of them man there. Yeah, I've seen my club win trophies. I've seen my club do things with lesser type of players. But do you know what? Those lesser type of players are the players that we need in today's game right now, because we don't have those type of players. And I'm sorry, the manager we have reflects the team, reflects the results, yeah, reflects the fans, and reflects our image as a club in world football today. And the more we start to understand all of this, then I say to myself, let him have what he wants. Let him do what he wants, because you know what? The end is nigh. You know that saying, the end is nigh, and it's coming. And if I have to suffer, for one more season, let it be. Let it be.
Yeah, I hear it, man. Big up to Scans TV. Say agree. Rodgers all day long. No waiting for Rodrigo to adapt to the Prem. But Scans, you're a Liverpool fan. Apply that same logic to Florian Wirtz. You're gonna give him time to adjust to the Premier League. because I think the standard in La Liga is higher than that Bundesliga. So why don't you go for Rodgers and shell out however much millions for him instead of 120 million for an unproven Premier League player? I think we take this Premier League proven thing a little too far sometimes, because it's not like Rodgers been pulling up trees in the Premier League for 3-4 years. He has one good season. All I'm saying is let's see it again, because you're not applying that logic to your biggest marquee summer signing. It's 120 million for a guy who's never kicked the ball in the Prem before. But big up to Scans TV. Big up to Scans. Are you going to say Rodgers and Odegaard? No, I will take that. Obviously, I will take that. I'm on record saying
and this is what I'm saying for the balance of the team. Yeah, this is why I'm saying like a Rodgers coming in to put pressure on Odegaard. Yeah, makes so much sense. This player, this Odegaard, is going into another season knowing that there's no one else. Big up to Aaron. Knowing that there's no one else to put pressure on him, so he can go at his pace. He can go whatever pace he wants, and that to me sounds like a team that don't really care. A manager that doesn't that has his favourites. Look at City. Now I hate comparing us to other teams, yeah, but look at City already. Cherky's coming in, yeah. Look at Liverpool already looking at works, yeah. They're not going to stop there. They're not going to stop there. They're going to look for a striker as well. Yeah, they're going to look for a striker, and who knows? They might put some big money down for Isak.
Yeah,
they're not going to stop there. So why are we doing all this foolishness?
Madness. Yeah, I like the shot right here from Benjamin. Gyökeres will either go to PSG or Man United. Like PSG actually need a striker. People think they win the Champions League and they're just going to run it back. Dembele does not want to play false nine, or they actually need a striker. It's just that Luis Enrique do not rate that Gonzalo Ramos. But I like this shot right here.
Would you take Ramos?
No. Why? But I'm on record as saying, for Arsenal to be where we need to be, bro, we need to have our striker needs to be in the conversations for one of the best in the world. Van Persie levels. That's what we need to get back to where we, and I think Gyökeres is closer to hitting those numbers than a Sesko or a Gonzalo Ramos. You know what I mean? The reason why Rodrigo is out of form at Madrid is because Mbappe and Vinicius is occupied the space that he does his best work in. It's not because he's a bad player. Gonzalo Ramos.
No one said he's a bad player.
Yes, Gonzalo Ramos is being benched at PSG because Luis Enrique doesn't think he's good. So
why does Rodrigo want to stay at a club where he's obviously been successful? Obviously, Real Madrid, a massive club here, where those spaces are taken up. Why would he? So does he still want to stay there to fight for his place where he could walk into the Arsenal team? Or is it a manager thing? Is it a management manager thing where, I don't know about Arteta.
No, I think if Carlo was still there and he knows that his playing time would be limited, he'd be asking for a move. But the fact that they have a new coach, a new manager, he might fancy Xabi Alonso to come up with a scheme to give him more playing time. And he knows if he bags at Real Madrid, he will get called up because it's a World Cup year, or he will ask to leave.
Yeah.
Remember, he has to make himself undroppable whatever team he goes to, because now Carlo, the guy who benched him, is managing Brazil, the national team.
Yes.
So he has to bang wherever he goes. So he will look. I think by October, November, if he stays at Real Madrid and not getting playing time, we could see the rumors start up for Arsenal going in for him for a loan, or a loan with the option to buy in January, that type of deal. I
think that's a little bit too late though for him, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like all or nothing.
We could be out the title race by then, bro. You know what I mean? So it's it's one of them. But do you think, right? And you've been around a long time. I've been around a long time. We've seen this before, where the club drags their feet throughout the transfer window. When it gets close to the end, they run the PR and say, "Hey, couldn't find the right profile, couldn't find the right player. We tried." When the players were there, we just took too long. And the players went to Man United, went to PSG. It's like we're waiting for everyone to be signed, and then we just pick up the scraps. That's what I feel like we're doing. That adds to my frustration, bro.
Yeah, it seems like Arsenal are just doing a bargain hunt. It's like, you know what, when you go over here, we've got places called Marks and Spencers and Sainsbury's and Tesco's, and at a certain point, they put reduced stickers on, some of the food. This is Arsenal. Arsenal are always looking for that bargain, that cheap bargain. I heard that Watkins' name is still floating about like as an option C, D, or whatever option. Do you know what I'm saying? Can you imagine us not getting any of our targets and then just going in for a Watkins? Now, people might say, oh, well, I prefer Watkins to Sesko. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is, when you go to Wimbledon, you buy strawberries and cream and you buy champagne. Obviously, I don't drink, but that's what you do, innit? You don't go to Wimbledon, and do you know what I mean? Buy like yogurt and do you know what I mean? I don't know, cream crackers, So the problem is that we have the money, and this is the thing, BBK.
We have the money.
We have money. I don't want anyone to turn around and say, "Oh, we haven't got enough money." We have the money to make a difference. Yep. We can, if we wanted to tomorrow, we can put down 100 and whatever for Isak. We may suffer, but we can do that if we wanted to. 130, 150. We can do that if we wanted to. But the thing is, we don't want to do it, and that's the difference with this club. This club don't have the dream. To want to be aggressive in the market, to want to go out and win. It's almost like, well, you know what? I'm gonna wait for you guys to maybe drop off a little bit, and even then, when teams drop off, we can't even take advantage of that. We can't take advantage of that. Look at Wirtz. We should have been all over the Wirtz deal. I don't care what anyone says. Wirtz to Arsenal would have been the biggest news ever. But no, we're there pocket picking, doing all this rubbish or pickpocketing and just doing madness, talking to Sesko. How many phone calls to their club do we need to make? How many faxes are we sending to their club? How are you today? Let me send another fax. I was just going to ask you how much is Sesko today? We've not changed our price. Okay, I will be back in with another bid tomorrow. Are we still in the 80s, mate?
That's the fax machine, Big up to Loudmouth Footballs. They can't Arteta do the unthinkable, win the league without any transfer as long as they remain fit. He believes that in his own head.
I don't think he can.
Now we know he can't, because we've seen it. Injuries was kind to us in the 2023-2024 season, and he fluffed his lines then. But in his head, he believes that. In his head, he actually believes we beat PSG had Kai Havertz been fit. Absolutely believes.
You saw the mentality of that game against PSG. As soon as they scored, tie over. Up to Stack in the building. Tie was over. One goal it took. One goal in 3-4 minutes, and the tie was over. That's not a team that has a strong mentality. A team that can possibly get over the line. Hardly any of these players have won anything together as collectively as a team. I don't think none of them have. Maybe Saka, maybe Martinelli, but we haven't won anything collectively as a team. And it's just come on, BBK, you've played professional sports, my friend. I've played football at a high level. Do you know what I mean? I've won trophies. You know what I mean? I've had Les Ferdinand give me my highest goal scorer, you know what I mean? School level, Ealing Whistlers, Caps knows the team, I've played at a level, where I've won trophies, and winning trophies just makes you want to just win more and more and more. But when you don't win as a team, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Be up to the assemble, man.
Yeah, man. Big up to the assemble. Yeah, and this was I was saying earlier. He couldn't win with a fully fit squad in 2024. So, unless the other two teams have a massive fall off, and even then, we'll find a way to mess it up with him at the home. Like he's just not that guy. Whoever the Arteta fans think he is at this point, we clearly see that he is not that guy. I don't know what they're seeing, and it's like I told you, I fully take the con man off his label right now, bro. He's a full-blown con man, right? And the book,
take the E off,
took the E off, man. He's no longer a con man. He's scamming the living, bro. And the thing is, one of the biggest things that con artists do, if you can't dazzle them with brilliance, just baffle them with bullshit. And he comes at the press conference and he just waffles on and baffles everyone with bullshit, and they just lap it up. I played the clip yesterday about him talking about he get goosebumps because everything was in place and done 2-3 weeks ago. Where? If things were done 2-3 weeks ago, how are we meant to still be in the phase where medicals haven't even been scheduled yet? He's lying.
Let me ask you, BBK. Yeah, if you haven't coached a proper striker for 4 or 5 years, yeah, do you think all of a sudden now, yeah, you're going to be the top coach when it comes to a striker, coaching a striker now? I know a striker making the runs and, you know, shooting practice and all that kind of stuff. A lot of the emphasis is on the actual striker. But what about when you're doing set pieces and you're going through routines and stuff like that? How is this manager now with this player now? Because remember, Sesko, if he comes in, he's going to need to adapt to the league as well. It's, you know, unless he comes in, you know, off the ground running, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Unless he comes in and does a craziness this season, yeah, he's still going to need to adapt to the league. He's still going to need to adapt to the language. Yeah, do you know what I mean? He's Slovenian or so I don't know what his level of English is like, in terms of, like, you know, with his teammates. They're going to need to get used to him. You know what I mean? He's not going to start because we know Havertz is going to be the one that's starting. Even then, when you tell me like Havertz is going to be number 9 starting already, it's already put us back another season already, as far as I'm concerned. People say don't blame the players. I'm not blaming the players. I blame the manager, you know, for having this crazy thinking that Havertz is going to take us over the line. It's not going to happen, people. It's going to be another season of disappointment unless we can win a cup. And even if we win a cup, yeah, I'm still going to be thirsty for more.
So you see what you said there about him not having coached a striker for so long to get a striker. And this is why I'm upset over the Sesko thing, because you haven't coached a striker for so long. This is when you need an experienced striker like Gyökeres.
Comes in,
yes, instincts. Because that's what being a striker is, all instincts. I'm not saying Sesko is a bad player. I'm just saying he's bad for us. It's not a good fit. He's too young. He doesn't have that experience to develop those striker instincts that we will need in the slow, rigid buildup that we tend to try to pass the ball into the damn net. Because I remember, even though we beat Sporting 5-1, I watched, you know, the hype around Gyökeres. Every time he got on the ball, I paid close attention to him. He has striker instincts, bro. He has it. He has it, gets the ball, turn, shoot. There's no dilly-dallying on the ball, holding up the ball, passing it off to Odegaard, running into the box looking for it. That's what Kai Havertz does, because it's just not his thing, man.
How much coaching did Marmoush need when he came into Man City?
Speak on it. Speak on it, bro. Big up to Aaron Talks Arsenal. Aaron says Rodrigo would be a banging signing. I just can't see it. We'll end up with a second or third rate signing instead.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we all have to agree with that, isn't it?
You see Rodrigo, yeah? That's the type of signing, yeah, that you'll start to okay, we've got now bring me in someone else now, yeah? Because Rodrigo on the wing, it's gonna be mad crazy, but if you've got Rodrigo and you've got Havertz up top, it doesn't really excite me, you know. Maybe a Rodrigo, maybe a Gyökeres. Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna start jumping up and down because I'm getting excited. I'm warming up. But a Rodrigo on his own, that would be a banging signing. That would be a banging signing. But would he want to be playing next to a Havertz? Which Rodrigo? Look, I'm leaving Real Madrid to play with Havertz.
Even Mbappe and Vinicius to go play with Havertz. Yeah. It's a question. It's a valid. Because Aaron is saying here, send Madrid 70 million and get the ball rolled. Ask the damn question. That's what I'm saying. Because I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea did this. This exact same thing that Aaron is talking about. Because Chelsea, Modric is on dope ban, whatever. They send what's his name back to United. They know that Nkunku ain't it. They're not sold on whoever they got on the left wing. They have a need there. Don't be surprised in 2 weeks you see Chelsea are in talks or linked with Rodrigo.
Put your money where your mouth is. Yeah, that's a very British saying as well. Put your money where your mouth is. Yeah, you slap some money in Real Madrid, then you ask the question, innit? Then the question's there, innit? Yeah. All they can do is either accept it or deny it, innit?
Ask the damn question. That's what I'm saying. Ask the damn question. We're going to say, I think Rodrigo stays. New manager, new look. Yeah, I mean, Xabi Alonso, has something about him, and he's a football man. Played for 3 of the biggest clubs in the world.
Exactly, legend.
So if he calls or he speaks to Rodrigo, I'm inclined to think Rodrigo will listen to him more than he would Arteta. Man just can say, bro, just Google me.
You look at the 2 careers of the 2 managers as well. It's night and day, isn't it? It's like Alonso's Champions League winner, league winner. Yeah. What has Arteta won?
Yeah. Big up to Caps, because I actually agree with this. The club is a mess if he gets what he wants. That's what I'm saying, Caps. If you can be in a job and okay, if I ask the question, do you think being in a job in the Premier League at a top club for 5 years and not winning trophy is considered failure or success? Most sensible people will tell you that's a failure, right? So if you're given, so he is a failing manager based on that rubric we just laid out. He's a failing manager. So for him to get what he wants as a failing manager tells me something that is just fundamentally wrong.
Big up to Caps, yeah. But are we not in a mess anyway? Was we not in a mess in January, yeah? When we were calling for signings, yeah? When we were calling for that striker, was we not in a mess? All January, yeah. This is when I was angry because we weren't bringing in anyone. All I'm hearing towards the end is Watkins. Even then, I was just like, I'll just take him anyway. We went for Sesko. I don't know if that was true, whether we went in for Sesko in January, didn't want to move or whatever. But we didn't do enough. Yeah, they weren't the only 2 players in the world. There was other strikers that we could have brought in. Yeah, strikers. A striker is different to a number 10, is different to a false 9. A striker is a striker. How many times did we play with Trossard in the team and he looked lost? He looked lost in that position. You need a number 9. You need a striker, someone that has a natural ability to find the net, someone that knows how to make certain runs. All this false 9 and trying to be like Pepe at Barcelona, it doesn't work no more, Arteta. And I'm very interested to know what our system is going to be next season. Is it going to be throw-ins from Thomas Partey? Long throw-ins? Is it going to be, set piece FC? What is our philosophy for next season? Is it going to be showing that? What's his name? I can't remember his name. The guy, every time we have a corner, is it going to be Is it going to be cameras, back on him again next season? What is this team's philosophy? I don't want to have another season of being a banter club. Yeah, so many people have bantered us. Spurs have won a trophy. Yeah, Crystal Palace have won a trophy. Yeah, Newcastle have won a trophy. Liverpool have won a trophy. Chelsea have won a trophy. That's 5 teams. 3 of them. Is it 3 of them or 4 of them are London clubs? No, 3 of them are London clubs. And we are getting left behind.
Yeah. Big up to Scans again. Scans, I agree. You don't need him like we need him, but we're not going to pretend like you're spending 120 million on a player that you're going to wait on. Right? You didn't wait on Nunes and you spent 85 on him. So, but I hear it though. Big up to Scans.
Yeah, but they're going to get that back from Saudi though, isn't it? If Nunes, would Nunes go Saudi or it's Diaz, isn't it? It's Diaz the guy, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Diaz was more inclined to go to Saudi than
Nunes.
Yeah, I hear Static said that will happen. A random player somewhere down in the league too. Yeah, bro. Just get ready for a deadline day mayhem again when we were told that everything was set in place 2-3 weeks ago. And I want to see those damn reporters press him in the press conference and be like, no, you told us everything was done. I need follow-up questions to the waffle. right? Because they just let him waffle, and there's never a follow-up question to. That's how you hold someone accountable. You just don't let them sit there and ramble. You ask questions. Dre FC say we can afford to give us time because we have others around them that can score.
Exactly.
Bro, Liverpool don't roll like that. Liverpool do not drop those type of money on players that they wait on. If that's the case, you man will. Let's not pretend like you man were patient with Nunes. I'm gonna hear. I have all the receipts. I have all the receipts. Now we're not gonna change the goalpost just because you man won the title. I have all the receipts of how you man were ready to throw Nunes, which was your last big money signing away as soon as you find out that his conversion rate is in the toilet.
I know this might sound naive, yeah, but I just don't see Wirt struggling, man. I don't see him struggling. I really don't see it.
And that's fair. I don't either, but that's what I'm saying. I don't see Rodrigo struggling in the Prem either.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying the Premier League tax, the proven tax goes so far. Because we've seen players who score goals in the Prem at certain teams, then they move to a bigger team. Let's use Lukaku as an example. He scored plenty of goals at Everton. He goes to Man United, Chelsea, stinkers. Goes to Serie A, bangs. So there's a different level when you move up. It's the same tax that I apply to Mateta. People say, would I take Mateta? I hear Mateta shouts. I hear it. He scored a lot of goals. But the way Crystal Palace play, when he gets the ball, they usually have acres of space to run into because they average 27% possession. Can he play in a ball-dominant team when the spaces is limited and he has to be very diligent with his movement in the box? So
see players like Mateta, yeah, he's a good player, but I feel that we need better.
And that's what I'm saying. Like earlier, the levels of the striker that we need to have when we used to win things were world beaters. You know what I mean? And those guys are out there. We just have to show some ambition, like Aaron said. Put the money on the table and ask the damn question. New manager also. Oh, okay, got you. Damn, I'm falling a little behind here on the comments. Facts, BBK. That's what I mean. Alonso could have ideas for Rodrigo. Yeah, and he plays a different system, right? He doesn't play a flat back four, I don't think. So we might see Trent playing higher up the pitch, which Trent likes to do anyway in the back three. Yeah, bro. Your thumbnail is hard, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna send it to you. I'll send it to you. What I was gonna say is this Rodrigo thing. I don't think we should rule it out. This could be right down to the wire for Rodrigo, This could be one of those situations where it's right down to the line because Rodrigo's obviously got, a decision to make, isn't it? Does he move to the Premier League and play for Arsenal where he gets first team football, where he's going to get more money, by the way? Yeah, let's not think, he get more money. The only thing is, does he want to fight it out with the likes of Vinicius and Mbappe? Because Mbappe plays more centrally now, doesn't he? He doesn't play on that left.
But he likes the drift left. He likes.
Yeah. So, and imagine if Alonso brings in someone on that left, then that means Rodrigo ain't got, a leg to stand on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he might bring in his own players that he wants, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, Kens, I agree with it. That's why I don't want Sesko. That's why Gyökeres. Man, there is pressure on Liverpool for the shit to work right away because you can have to retain the title. You have to retain your title.
This point here from Scans. This is the point here. Look at the last sentence.
I have said this word for word.
Right away.
Have to win now. I've said this word for word 2 streams ago. Word for word, verbatim. So I can't disagree with this whatsoever. I completely agree with that. I completely agree. 35 million is half the Victor deal, But bro, transfer deadline day, I could see us doing another. Was it Sanchez or Ozil was the last day of the window? Which one was it?
Ozil.
It was Ozil, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If they do that again, then we know they're playing with us.
Yeah.
For real. Another transfer day fiasco PR. Like, bro, get your business done and do your preseason. Like, we know what the task at hand is. We know what the job is. Everyone that's re-signing, just sitting talking about trophies. So you know what the deal is, Mikhail. But still, I still don't see any of his signings coming in and be like, okay, we're gonna close the gap on Liverpool. we're going to close the gap on City because let's be very fair, Abs, they might pull away from us next season. They have better squads and City.
Oh yeah.
Got better squads, better managers, and championship DNA, and like champions pedigree. They have won. Yeah, this is it right here. We're always looking for an installment. We can't call Real Madrid with no installment deal, bro.
Yeah,
if we call them asking for an installment deal, they're gonna be like, okay, send us Saliba.
What do you think? That's a quick question here. What do you think of and I know it's not a massive deal, but we're interested in Kepa for 5 million as a backup keeper. It's not. What do you think of that?
I should just cut you off and say no. Hell with Chelsea rejects. Hell with Chelsea rejects. Haven't we learned our lesson? But I've been on streams where I actually had to defend Kepa a little bit, right?
Right.
Because I don't think he's a bad backup. I don't think he's a bad backup at all. He gets a bad rap because whenever they had benched him and put Mendy in and they went on a run and win the Champions League, he kind of took a stray for that. Like he was the reason why they were losing games, and that's not true. That was a little harsh on him. I think he has done well at Bournemouth. I don't think he's the answer, but if he's coming to be a backup, I think he's better than Neto and Matt Turner and all these other backups that we've had. So I don't. Even though he's a Chelsea reject, he's not coming directly from Chelsea. Maybe that's why it won't sting as much because he did go to Madrid, right? Yeah. He went to Madrid, did well at Bournemouth.
On loan is he from Chelsea or is he?
Is he? Yeah. I think
he's still on loan from Chelsea.
Yeah, because Chelsea had paid so much money for him at the time. He was the most expensive goalkeeper. Yeah. So it was only way to get him out was no one was paying that, especially not Bournemouth. So he might still be on their books. Assemble said, Oregon Gunnar, the only player coming to Arsenal are looking to be noticed by other clubs. Leave on a free transfer and a pension plan scheme. Yeah, bro. We are necessarily known for doing good business and getting the best out of players and then moving them on. Like I usually, Sadio Mane, for example, like Liverpool can get him from Southampton for 35 mil, squeeze 6 or 7 trophies out of him and then sell him to Bayern Munich for 35 million. That's great business. We don't.
Quick question, Tyrone. What would make you feel? What would make you feel good? Right now,
good, like
transfers. Like, what raises the bar for you? Like, if certain players that we are looking at, or coming in, what would be bar level raisers for you right now? And what will make you like, okay, we're serious?
Yeah, if we signed Rodrigo, Gyökeres, and another attacking midfielder,
like an Eze or someone like that.
Yeah. If we sign that and we turn them to the Etihad on match day week 1 with Saka, Gyökeres, Rodrigo, and I'm calm because I know
that, your BBK's like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm calm with that, but it's like I never felt like we've done enough in any of our transfer windows as of late where I'm comfortable going into the season. I'm always feeling like we're short somewhere.
We're always short, and this is what Matty was saying. This is the history of the Arsenal. We always never do enough in the transfer window. I think this is an actual mindset of Arsenal. I don't even think they do it on purpose. I just think this is their mindset, that they don't have belief. They don't feel like, look at Arteta's comments. What did he say in January or something like that? He said something like there were market opportunities, but we didn't take. He still doing the opportunities, and then he's saying he's trying to like do the psychology thing of, well, I'm just going to let the higher ups, let them do what they got to do. You're involved in the players that you want, and I feel that Arteta doesn't want certain types.
Absolutely.
Because he doesn't want that type of player to be disruptive.
Absolutely.
To be individual. To be. Do you know this word attitude? I love the word attitude, because if you haven't got an attitude, you're the most boring person in the world to me. I like when you're young, lots of guys had attitudes when they was young. Do you know what I'm saying? lots of guys playing football. I believe that I'm the best in my position. Do you know what I'm saying? It's when you get disrespectful to other players and you're cussing the coach and embarrassing the coach. That's when it gets a bit of a problem. But when you've got that attitude on the pitch, and it's just like, you know what, this is what I'm about, and you're showing him what you can do.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
What is wrong with that? We had Trossard this season. Pathetic red card in the Man City game. Pathetic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a player that has a bit of an attitude. But you know what? You're okay. You're not the greatest player in the world. You know what I mean? You're just okay.
Yeah. Yeah, big up to AJ. AJ says, "Do you think Sesko can handle the pressure of the number 14 shirt?" Honestly, AJ, I think the number 14 shirt has lost a lot of its pizzazz based on the players that we've given it over the years.
Yeah,
right. Alba did bring some credibility back to it, but then we gave it to Eddie. So, yeah, I think he'll be fine. He won't even be thinking about the level of Henry. If he can hit Theo Walcott numbers, in his first season, maybe. But I don't think that the pressure on that shirt is as big as to the new age fan as it did to us, because we've seen magic come out of that number 14 shirt. So it's one of them ones. I think he'll be fine. I just don't think he's what we need right now, like Scans and most of the Liverpool fans in the chat have said. Cap said Arsenal are going nowhere fast. That's the reality. Owners are happy with top 4 prize money. Facts. Difference ain't that much compared to the winners. And bro, we made a killer in that Champions League as well, bro. So the owners they're completely happy.
Do you know what? Please, there's someone in the chat that's trolling right now. Please jump on. Please jump onto the stream. Yeah. Please jump onto the stream and talk your shit with us. Please, I beg you to come onto the stream. Arteta is a G, and you MFs are looking for views. Well, if we're looking for views, come and prove it and jump on the stream, my friend. Yeah, but you won't, will you?
I'm not sure if I even want to give Arteta Sexual the time of day on my platform, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. mods, if he carries on, just chuck him out. Yeah,
I'm not this far behind on the comments. I apologize for being late on the comments, people. There's
been a lot of comments today.
Yeah, brother Abs is spitting facts. I put them up on the screen, but I try not to interrupt and
go for the comments, man. I'm chill, man.
Interrupt them too much. But yeah, man, you good, man. You good. Big up to Hanno. Hope you are well, bro. Yes, guys, according to Matt Law, Ange is being sacked. Really, so, bro, if Ange gets sacked before Arteta, this proves this validates that these Premier League clubs do not give a damn about winning.
Exactly.
All they care about is money. So they're gonna sack him because his 17th place payout wasn't enough. But he won you a trophy. Is this what we're doing? So the manager who is failing because the matrix we laid out for 5 years in a job and not winning is failing, he is safe. But the man that just gave you a parade for the first time in 17 years is out of a job. That's what we're doing. What in the fuck? See, yeah, bro.
Crazy, isn't it?
It's down to the point where Arsenal are a business in North London that happens to play football. They're not a football club that's about the business of playing football. You know what I'm saying? Like that,
I hear that.
That happens. That is crazy. There is profit in rubbish. Don't forget that. This is what Arsenal is showing the fan base coming every season in the stadium is sold out. Yeah, bro. Just like my New York Knicks, we have the same issue. We could be halfway dead. That Madison Square Garden is still packed to the capacity, and there's a 10-year wait on the season ticket list. Spurs have more ambition than us. If they do that, bro, that's it's not. I don't even call it ambition. I call that just greed and craziness, because it's not that the aim of the game is that Tottenham left the party with something. They realized. Go on.
Sorry, let me tell you something as well. Yeah, Rodrigo will set the pace, but you know what? We'll probably end up with Sane. That's probably the reality of the whole situation. Yeah, we're probably end up with a 29-year-old Sane that's motivation is probably on the Sterling. I'm not saying he plays like Sterling, but his motivation is probably on the Sterling level. You know, he's not really looking to win anything. You know, he's a good player, but he doesn't raise the bar for us. Big up, man. Big up to Rashid. He doesn't raise the bar for us. A Rodrigo, as Aaron said, would raise the bar for us. Yeah. Rogers, I think, still raises. I know you said you want to see another season of, but these youngsters, they don't have no fear, you know. So I'm not scared of seeing players like Rogers coming into the team and doing his thing, because he plays without fear, and those are the type of players I love. Not these players that are just molded into Arteta's where, oh, do you know what? Yeah, don't lose the ball. Just make sure you pass it back. Make sure. These are the type of players that I love. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally
I just saw the news, bro. Big up to second half. Yeah, it's sacked. Yeah, Andrew sacked. He is officially sacked. So, bro, yeah, it's the hell with winning trophies. Man just wanted his top 4 money.
Yeah, and he's going to get his money as well. He get his little 4 or 5 million for getting sacked.
That is crazy, bro. Let's be honest, says Canch. Rodrigo is smart. He won't come to Arsenal. He's the Maverick, and Arteta will coach it out of him. He won't play. He will not play. Arteta see him do one thing. Well,
he's going to want Rodrigo running back, defending, taking the ball from defense, running forwards. Come on, man.
Man said, man said Arteta is a genius. I didn't see the comment, but if a genius is going 5 years trophyless, what do you call Pep? If a genius is going 5 years trophyless, what do you call Ange? What do you call Ange? What do you call Slat, who walked the trophy in his first season? What do you call that? Right? I suggest you go learn. I don't know if English is your first language, my guy, whoever made that comment, but I suggest you go do some reading and sharpen your tools a little bit, because you're embarrassing yourself on the internet, young man. And I call you young because age ain't a number. It's yeah. So I don't know what we're doing. Raise the bar. Edge is Arteta sack, bro. So the thing with Ange, right? Ange is a confident coach, a coach who knows that he can coach and is confident in his ability. Do you know how confident you have to be, Abs, to come out here and say, I usually win something in my second year, and correct yourself mid-sentence and say, nah, I always win something in my second year. Now, if he's at Bayern Munich, that statement doesn't hold any weight. You're expected to win there, or Juventus, or a PSG. But man said that knowing who the hell he manages. This is Tottenham. But he was so confident in himself that he said that, and he backed it up. So what's Arteta meant to say? I probably win something in my 6th year.
Let me tell you something, BBK, yeah? 5 years from now, when Arteta's gone, and 5 years from now, they'll still be singing Ange's name. They'll still be singing Ange's name. He might be sacked, but he's gone. He's left as a legend for that club. Yeah, he's won their first trophy in 17 years or how many years it is. Big respect to the man. Big respect to him. Defied all odds against a Man United team that are dross, but everyone expected Man United to win. Yeah, and he's gone and done what he said he was going to do. He done what was said on the tin. Yeah. What has our manager brought us? Nothing but stress, nothing but overplaying players, nothing but just ridiculous, putting players here, there, everywhere. If I see another season of Mourinho playing up top, man, I think I'm gonna go and watch another league, bro. I'm telling you, Swedish. I won't be able to handle it, man.
Oh my goodness! Oh my days! So apparently, Frank, is that Thomas Frank from Brentford? That's a replacement.
Oh wow, yeah, and he's a good manager.
Yeah, I think he's a good manager.
He's a good manager. So he'd probably bring Whistle with him.
Yeah.
I don't know who else he'd bring with him, but
he won't win him the league, but he'll get him top 4, which is what.
Pinnock as well. Ethan Pinnock. Yeah, he's a good centre back as well. Brentford got some decent players, man.
Big up to Hendo. Big up to you,
Hendo, man.
Aaron said he sold the boy the dream that success takes time. Kick the personalities inside the kids. Yes, man. All for absolute control.
Yep.
Arsa says, I completely agree, bro. He's just out here just baffling these young kids with bullshit because he can't dazzle them with brilliance. Essentially what it is, man. He is. Oh, this guy. Is it this guy? Armpits.
Yeah.
Arteta is
Armchair pundits, man.
Arteta is a G. I can come up with a lot of words that begin with G that don't apply. Man. That's cool, man. It's cool. But big up to you, Armpits, man. Big up to you, man. I hope you are good. If he is a G, I don't know what you call actual G's. And Naguna says Spurs have more standards than us. We are truly finished, mudded.
Let me ask you a question, man, because I know. Let's talk about expectations next season, yeah, and reality. Say we bring in a Sesko, a Sane. I don't know who else we're heavily linked to right now, but say we just bring in those two players, yeah. What is your expectation versus your reality next season? And that's dependent on players being fit as well. Like we have a full fit squad. Vieira's coming back, that idiot from wherever he's Belgium, that Belgian player, that defender or midfielder, what's his name? What's your expectations next season?
My expectation is next year is another trophyless season, and he's sacked at the first or second international break when we start slow.
And reality?
Reality is he sees the season out. We get through.
Oh no! Yeah. He sees the season out, so that means a top 4.
Yeah, and emphasis on top 4, like not second, not a title charge, just like there or thereabouts. I think Liverpool and City would finish above us next season if that scenario plays out with just Sané and I just don't think he'll overperform the other managers, and they have better squads. For this squad of players to win something, the manager has to take him to a level. He has to be the level raiser, and he has 5 years to prove that he can't do that. So I don't know what.
Do you see a Chelsea? Well, Chelsea. Do you see a Chelsea overtaking us in the league next season as well? Then.
I don't think it's far off. I don't think it's far-fetched. I don't think if a Chelsea fan, let's use Don, for example, or Don, and people call him delusional or whatever. If Don does his top 4 next year at the close of the transfer window, and it says it's going to be Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Arsenal, I won't argue with him. I won't, because a lot can be said. Those young players, that young group, touched a trophy. They lifted a trophy together. You know what I'm saying? They have tangible proof of their success that they can lean on. They can put that trophy in their dressing room every day and walk by it and be like, fellas, we have something here. Yeah. You know, and they will. Chelsea,
and they're improving as well. They're already improving their team as well.
They aren't done. I think they will improve. I think the fact that they know that they got not getting Modric back and they sent Sancho back to United, they will upgrade that left wing.
If we were to buy Modric, man, but I don't think he's coming back into the game.
Yeah. And they'll say, I'm sure that's a standard. Sacking managers, if they don't win trophies, it will eventually lead to confusion. But you know, the teams that have traditionally sacked the most managers over the past 10 years, 10, 15 years, have been the most successful teams. Chelsea, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid have won the most trophies in the past 10, 15 years, and they are sacking clubs. Meanwhile, we're over here upholding the standards of the 22 years with Wenger and 3 Premier League titles, and we're not a sacking club, and we're 5 years in and no trophies. And wins Europa and Spurs sack him. Arteta loses to Olympiacos, Sporting, and Emirates Villarreal in the Europa and keeps his job. No standards. And that's just Europe. You talk about domestic cup. You know, Arteta has lost FA Cup to Southampton. He has lost it to Nottingham Forest. We got put out the League Cup to West Ham. No standards. Yeah. But you know, Armpit Gunnar is good where we are. So let's just be happy that we are here. Sana is better than our left wing. He is, but the bar for Martinelli is very low, isn't it? The thing is, if we get Sane, what we'll hear is Arteta worked with him when he was at City. He was this director, but we heard that for Sterling. Sterling came and 0 Premier League goals, 0, and took minutes from Ethan that Ethan could have played and actually developed second season. So Aaron hitting us with the facts. So Arteta is doing a good job, says he got top 4 over trophies. That's dangerous precedent to set for Premiership clubs. I mean, it's if that's the benchmark that the Kroenke's put in his contract, and he's just doing what they told him to do, isn't it? He's hitting their KPIs, like you said, on the stream. But yeah, bro.
He's also hitting the fans' KPIs as well. Because it's not just the fans, the top gooners, the manager, and the owners seem to be on the same kind of kill, isn't it? You know, we're all right, we're progressing. It took Fergie this amount of time to win trophies in the whatever, blah blah blah, even though he won like at Aberdeen. Do you know what I mean? They always comparing metrics with other teams, but Slot didn't take time.
Yeah.
But Slot came in and took over like world-class players. You know, Man City, you know, it's always excuses for us. The top gooners, as Matty was saying yesterday, the excuses were, well, we had injuries last season. We had injuries last season, but where was the squad? Why wasn't the squad looked at? Why wasn't the improvements made in the squad? Why was there players that came in the squad? No one's hands were tied. Yeah, we could have had more players. Arteta could have went on strike if he wanted to. Yeah, and say, you know what? If you don't bring these players, I'm walking.
Yeah,
he could have done all of this. He could have chose to do all of this, but he didn't.
Absolutely, facts, bro. But yeah, man, Brother Abs, appreciate your therapy for today, man. I needed this.
Yeah, man, definitely.
I needed this, man. One last question from the assembled, though. I had to start it because I didn't want to interrupt the flow.
Assemble, man.
The assembled says, "Do you think, or is just me, Arsenal's business is worse since Wenger left? Everyone seems to reject us."
I agree with that.
Because Wenger had clout, didn't it? Even though he was toxic towards his end, Wenger was well respected in football.
Oh, 100%. But the thing is, Wenger wanted to make players, isn't it? And I think Arteta is trying to do this same thing with wanting to make players, yeah? Wenger obviously had much more pull than this fraud that we have right now. And I don't think a lot of these players want to play for Arteta. I don't think a Rodrigo will want to play for Arteta. I think it would be well, you've got no choice here. You know, Alonso turns around and say, Rodrigo, I love you as a player, but your game time is going to be restricted here. There's your options, and by that time, he's going to have options. He's going to have Chelsea. He's going to have Arsenal. Maybe a Man United might come in. Yeah, he's going to have options.
Yeah, that's a great point you made there, because I think one of the reasons why he stayed at Madrid so long is Carlo is one of those managers that does let players express themselves. He does let them do that. The only problem is he just didn't play Rodrigo. But when he did play him, he didn't restrict him and told him you have to do this, have to do that. He will have to live with that reality when he comes to Arsenal, that Arteta is, hey, bro, you don't make this run or don't stand in this space that he tells you to, you might not see pitch for weeks. But yeah, man, another banging stream with my brother Abs. People, we got 25 of you watching. Make sure if you aren't subscribed to waffle.tv, make sure you go over there. His name is in the title. You don't even have to leave the stream. Just click on waffle.tv and subscribe to Waffle TV for some great content and some Arsenal therapy. But tell the people what you got coming up. If you got anything coming up today or tomorrow, my bro.
Bro, I'm chilling. It's Eid, man, so I ain't gonna be doing much. I might do a watch along for the final on Sunday. The Nations. I hate watching international. I'll tell you right now, ever since England messed up in the World Cup and the Euros, I've just hated watching. And I'm talking going back here. I'm talking going back towards when Lampard missed that. When Lampard done that shot, I can't remember who it was against. Hit the crossbar, went in, and the referee didn't give it. Yeah. I hate internationals. I hate friendlies. I don't care if it's just showcasing new play. I don't watch it. Yeah. But there's a final that's going to be played. I'll maybe do a watch along. I'm waiting for Aaron, my guy. I'm waiting for Aaron, my guy, to come and grab me and to do a stream with him. Looking forward. You know what I mean? I know this guy. I know this guy through others, through friends and stuff. So I'm waiting to do something with him. I love his streams, man, because he's a real one. You don't just say real one to everyone.
Yeah, man.
This guy is realist, one of the realest brothers I know.
Aaron is flying, man. He is flying. Yeah, people. And make sure you go subscribe to Aaron Talks Football.
Make sure, man.
If you got thin skin, you might need some earplugs, because he won't pretty it up for you. You know, he'll tell you the truth. Don't care how it's delivered. You know, he will tell you.
He's polite with it as well. That's what I like about him. He don't, you know, you think like, oh, You know, like, because I seen on streams with like other guys like Egal and that just getting rude and stuff like that. Like, he's just calm, innit? He's just like, just let you say your thing, and then he just hits him with a bang with the facts.
And that's the thing. So, Aaron, I hope you don't mind. I used a clip of you in one of my previous streams when you did on Views the stream where you were talking to Chinks back and forth. When Chinks was like, "Well, I haven't seen us win," and then you debunked everything he said. But not, bro. You're 37, so you saw us do the double. You saw us win this FA Cup. You saw us do this. You saw us do that. And then
with Chinks as well, yeah.
And Chinks, his immediate response was, "Well, I seen us didn't win for a long period of time, so I choose that." I'm like, bro, the man just listed off one of the most successful period of time in the club's recent history, and you defer to the period where we didn't win anything, and that's supposed to be the benchmark of the club. And then I made the point like, bro, the hell with top gooners. That we have other damn issues in the fan base where win, lose, or draw, everyone is happy. It's not only the top gooners that we have to fight against. There's just a massive fight on our hands to uphold the standards of the club. You know what I'm saying? But who you got in that Nations League final? Quickly.
Who's playing? Spain versus
Portugal. It's Portugal. So,
Portugal.
Shameless plug. Before you answer, shameless plug. Everyone, do you see how wide open that French defense is without Saliba back there? It's a shameless Arsenal plug. I'm just gonna throw that out there. They took.
Did Canute play? Did Canute play though?
Konate?
Konate, yeah.
The
defender.
No,
yeah, Konate. He didn't play.
Okay. Yeah, but they took 5. They took 5 from Spain, bro. And Moreno scored.
Yeah, do you know what? It's got to be Spain, man. It's got to be Spain. It's got to be Spain. They've got to be the favorites, man.
Yeah, so you got Spain. So yeah, you hear the people. He's doing a watch along for the Nations League. Spain, Portugal, Ronaldo's last hurrah. It's all good. Yeah, man. Big up to Aaron. People
just catch me as well, yeah, because I do some random rants sometimes as well. And
man,
if I hear someone talking nonsense,
then
I might do a stream on that as well. So I'm about. And Onome, me and Onome might be back doing our thing.
Okay,
I'll have to talk to him as well. So look out for that.
That's cool. But big up, people. I know we sound like 2 pissed off old men, but it's better to be pissed off than to be pissed on. And we don't want to be pissed on. So big up to everyone watching. Like I said, people, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.